Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL's Southeast Championship Season 6 online playoffs. I'm Georgia Trouble in Paris, and I'm here with Brody Costa Vernon to bring you the last deciding game between Gucci Gang and Different Dimension.
I don't know, it's going to be a wild roller coaster because, for everybody who keeps asking, this is the final game. So both teams are even. They won one, and we're heading into this last game now, which is going to be deciding who is going through and who is going to be dropping to the loser brackets.
Exactly, and we are moving slowly into the loading screen. And I did give you the question of who do you think is going to go with the early game, and you did tell me DD with that Jarvan. But when it comes to late game and fights, who do you think has the upper hand if these two teams are quite even?
If they're quite even, I'm just going to give it straight to Dimension, just for their composition is strong, the way they can work out in it. I expect them to, especially with the Jarvan, the Rumble team fight composition, I expect them to win these team fights.
Oh, so you do basically believe in all this AoE going down by the Rumble and then the Rise?
Oh, you have Thresh getting in, you have Peel, you have Tristana, who's a late game monster as well, and also does a lot of damage. You have Rise to stack up a little bit of his abilities in the team fight, so I think they have the team fight advantage, and I think they are going to be, taking the upper hand in these fights later on.
Also, I wanted to focus on the fact that we will see the Rise having his ultimate early in the game, obviously level 6 if he chooses to level it there. But that Mazaha usually, like we said, uses the ultimate way before to get back into his lane. So just in case there is going to be a Rise Jarvan gank into some lane at level 6 that Mazaha is not going to be able to follow. And we are slowly but surely getting into the game. Get hyped up, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the last game we see from these two teams. It is going to be GG versus DD. And they have made a fanatic push right there, and they are ready to go in. But that bush in front of them is warded. I'm not sure if they know. I think they should know.
I think they saw, the Jarvan run up there and ward it, and it is a death bush, so that's kind of like hoping like somebody was going to place the blue ward or try and get a little bit more information, but you don't want to be walking that side, especially this early on in the game. You don't want to be walking facing any bushes, especially when you have a Braum in your team that early on. That's going to be painful. The Kha'Zix does a lot of damage level 1, so just play it safe. I think they are going to go back to the standard start. You're going to see a lot of the rubber band across the whole of the river just to catch the vision and see where everybody's going.
Alright, then I really want to see action from the very first minute, if I'm honest with you. I want these teams to go hard or go home. Well, none of these teams goes home, even the one that loses today. They are going to be taking a trip through the lower bracket, though, so make sure exclamation mark bracket onto the chat to see where your favorite team is on the standings right now. Like you said, we are going to see respective starts from the two junglers. They start from top lane, heading towards bot lane. That Jarvan wants to gank the Malzahar level 2, but he sits on a ward.
Why do you just get spotted out? But yeah, no, you definitely, if you have the Jarvan, you should use it, especially early on, level 2, 3, where you have the double buff, you're going to get into lane. Look at him just walking into the mid lane, kind of like just showing his presence, being like, hi guys, you had to do business.
Okay, well, the things are starting very slow from both teams. Saying that, the Ornn has chunked down the Rumble pretty hard so far, but Rumble is going to be returning some of that damage. I am very interested to see how this matchup in the top lane is going to go and who can come up ahead, because I think both the champions have the possibility to come up ahead, but then if we do have jungle intervention, obviously it can swing either way.
Oh no, like, it can swing either way with the jungle, but just looking at the way Rumble plays and the way this matchup goes early game, Ornn's really going to be bullied quite a bit, and especially Rumble, like the moment you take a trade and you think you wanted to walking away and then you have flames running up your backside. So it's going to force him to play a little bit more safe and wait for, Kha'Zix to scale a little bit well and then help him in the top lane to try and take advantage of that.
Okay, so just a little bit to check out the summoners. We do see that the Zarya there is starting with Doran's shield instead of Doran's blade that the Tristana chose to take, and I'm not sure why, because we do see double ignites from both the supports, so you would think that both of these ADCs would want to go aggressive and have a chance on that like first pick. That could happen with either the Braum passive or a Thresh hook.
Well, like right now in this early game, just Tristana having a Doran's blade right there, she can kind of take a little bit of advantage, but then again, like the Doran's
Oh,
shield
the
kind of
hook is
negates
going to
all
be
of that.
landing and the flay bump goes down, but Unbreakable is right there to stop any more incoming damage onto that Zaya. So that didn't hurt that much, it's still very early.
Like it's definitely early, and Braum is very, let's just say, mana hungry. So you don't want to be spamming those abilities. You're gonna wait for them to make an engage before you use any of it, and not try and get there. But look in the mid lane. This is where Raz starts to really start punishing
Malzahar
this Malzahar.
cannot trade very well with the Rise early game, and the Javan is sitting on the side lane right behind. We're going to see the first flag and drag. That quick CC is going to land. Flag and drag is not going to land, but it doesn't matter. Just flash and boop in the head of Malzahar. First blood for that Javan, and we said before that every time it has picked, I think he has something like 90% win rate right now, if not 100%
Yeah,
win
and
rate.
has 100% early game at the moment. Just the way we've seen some of these ganks going. Like we have seen the counter jungles. We have seen other champions get around, and like while Jarvan's ganking mid, the opposition is going to gank bottom to try and take advantage of knowing where he is. But right then, you saw how instant that flash follow up was to just get the kill and secure first blood for them.
Well, the jungler of DD did receive a lot of criticism after the last game of Rek'Sai, so he is sort of redeeming himself so far. He did get first blood to his name, and I'm pretty sure that this one is going to be having a pretty good time in the mid lane as well. So let's see if the Kha'Zix is going to want to make any intervention in the early game, or if he's going to choose to farm until level 6 until he can be completely invisible.
Oh yeah, and Rumble's going to continue like punishing, because like that's one good thing about Rumble. He doesn't have the mana. He just has to watch his heat control, try to get out the most damage, and then you can just completely out sustain early game. But Ornn, I'd have to say, once he hits level 6, once he starts, when he goes back, it refills his mana and teleports back to lane, or even walks there, he's going to be a little bit more of a threat. You're going to see a bit more damage coming out. So right now, these junglers aren't focusing on top lane. They're kind of like, well, you guys go 1v1, and whoever comes out on top, we might be there, we might help you with the gank, but right now we're not going to focus on you. They're going to be focused on the mid lane. As you see, Kha'Zix is also hanging around, and so is Jarvan.
Well, I'm pretty sure they just realized that they are both sitting there waiting for the gank to happen. Nobody takes the first step, so they are going to be backing off in each other's jungle, which is unfortunate for both of them. They're both empty.
Oh yeah, like right now is the perfect opportunity to use this Jarvan to get a gank off, but Malzahar is playing completely safe. Like, he doesn't have a summoners, he doesn't have teleport back to lane, so he can't really prevent too much farm, and he's extremely squishy right now. He has hit level 6, so they could be looking to do something with him onto this rise, but I don't expect too much aggression, especially getting that nice first blood early on.
Well, look at that vision. So GG so far has a lot of vision on the upper side of the jungle, and respectively DD have the bot side fully warded up, which in my opinion is the one that counts the most, because that Infernal Drake has spawned, and like we said, we might not see anyone forcing fights unless there's a very juicy Drake sitting down there. Another hook is going to be landed, but I don't think it matters much. There's not going to be any incoming damage onto the Zaya. They are going to be able to get some of that hurt back onto the Thresh, but he's pretty tanky considering that there's no damage on the Zaya yet.
Oh yeah, she doesn't have mana either, so she can't really like start spamming abilities, trying to do a little bit of poker damage. She's just going to rely a lot on her auto attacks right now just to clear the wave, and they could potentially be looking to go back, but the hook does land once again. But not much is really going to come from both sides of the team this early on in the bot lane. And Jarvan is just back to clearing his jungle, and same as Kha'Zix. So after that, early gameplay we saw in mid, we're not really seeing too much.
That is indeed the case. The junglers choose to be very passive right now. Apparently they don't want to be facing each other. They only want to be taking the safe routes around the jungle and not taking any risk, because like we said, both of these teams have tremendous potential into the late game, and that cheeky ward right there by GG is one of the most clever wards that not a lot of junglers are checking while clearing the jungle. You saw Jarvan going straight through it, and he didn't even pay any attention at it.
Oh yeah, like that's a very aggressive ward, but it's so aggressive like you wouldn't clear that. You wouldn't expect to walk through that bush. A lot of your jungle routes don't actually have you going that way. So unless you start in, back in base and go to the red buff instantly, or try get in a little bit deep in the top side, you're not going to notice that, and that's just going to stay there for quite a while. And I feel that's going to give them a lot of control of knowing exactly where Jarvan is. They're going to see whenever he's taking around his red buff or when he's not top side.
Well, Rise has been going a little bit lower into that enemy jungle, and Kha'Zix has been spotted. I mean, he would have been spotted anyway with all these red dots on the bot side map for DD, but he does get spotted from the plant right there that Rise very kindly poked for that vision. Look at all these zombie wards around the map. They're literally everywhere.
Oh yeah. That's one of the very good runes. They are going to spot off a wood there, and they are going to be clearing it. But the vision for them right now, I have to say, for Dimension, is perfect around this dragon side. They know exactly where everybody is. They can ping what's happening, and the whole bot lane is going to be secure. They don't know. They know when Jarvan is hanging around.
They're going to be engaged in that Tristana because they know that Thresh is not there. They have a vision of all three members of DD who are making their way up the river. And that Tristana is still all alone in the bot lane, but that jump is very useful to her kit, and she's not going to be going down to that short engage by the Braum and the Zarya. And look at all these pings going down. They still know that three members of DD are up the river right now. Whichever team gets a kill, it's going to mean most likely Infernal Drake. So this is very serious stuff right here.
Definitely. Kha'Zix spotted out Jarvan, they took a few trades, and then they both got out of there because they knew, like, oh, hey, the mid lanes are coming down, so you might get out of this. So they are going to start the Drake, but the pings are immediately there to kind of back off, try to get it out of there, get it away from their jungle, so Malzahar can't really do too much poke, and there can't be a steal, but they're not really going for this,
Tristana
it
is
seems.
all alone on the outside, and she has been caught by the Zarya ultimate to push her back, but that Infernal Trade, it worked. It worked. Tristana was just the decoy right there, so they don't focus on that Infernal Dragon going down. So I would take that trade any day if I was DD.
Oh yeah, like Tristana played it safe. She kind of baited it out, like, oh damn, I got caught off guard. Haha, Jackie not really runs away, and then that just forces them all to turn on them, because in that situation you normally expect them to stop Drake right then and help the the AD carry, and they just were like, oh well, we don't have to. We can take it. Tristana can leap out safe, and just look at the engage in the
has
bot
been
lane.
spotted. The Zarya ultimate also. Cataclysm is going to be going down as well as the Ignite. But the Zarya is going to be able to get the Jarvan down. Equalizer going to be landing down on her feet though. And she is going to be saying bye bye. I'll see you in the fountain to the Braum. Both of the ADC and the support for GG are going to face certain death right there by that Equalizer burning their feet. They're going to find themselves back into the fountain. 2 kills from that teleport for the
they
Rumble.
got a tower, they got like, that's perfect. Like, Braum couldn't react fast enough to get Kha'Zix up there to take this tower, so they should be focusing on it now. They know that the teleport for Rumble is down, so they can kind of push his objective, and the only person really to cover for them is the Jarvan, and they should be getting this tower. It is a fairly even trade, but they did kind of lose out because they didn't get the dragon.
Well, let's see if we are going to see any replies from the GG squad right here, because they are falling behind so far. They are down a tower, and that Infernal Drake is going to push that late game composition of DD a step forward. Braum is going to be finding himself there at Jarvan, but I don't think that's exactly what he was expecting to find anyways. So he's going to be backing off, and we will see the lane swap here. We do see the lane swap, and the Zarya has not backed off yet. So he's going to be pushing probably this wave and then backing off, which is what he does right now. But DD are already first onto that lane swap.
Oh yeah, and that's going to give them, a minute or so, I'd have to say 30 seconds more likely, just to kind of work out and try and push an objective. As you see, just how much they're pressuring this top tower, knowing that there's nobody to really stop it. But the moment they spot, Braum was back, and then they see the Kha'Zix, they just backed off safely, and as you said, we are going to see the lane swaps. But out comes the roaming Braum, it seems, replacing some deep wards.
Alright then, so Let's see if this is going to work out for GG. They did have a pretty good game in the series, but so did DD. And so far, the Kazakhs is not paying
Oh no, we
any of
haven't
DD's
seen.
debts right now.
We haven't seen. He has been farming quite a bit, and he's still kind of catching up a little bit. But see, we haven't seen any successful games from him. Like, I mean, this Jarvan's already been around for. He's gotten a kill. He has died once, but he has gotten 2 assists. Whereas the Kazakhs is just 0-0, and that's kind of frightening. Especially Kazakhs needs this early game be decent, kind of scale well. As you just see, look at the bot lane right here.
Here comes the goat coming down, and the Ornn is trying to run away. But how can you run away? He's going to flash, but that point-click stun from the Rise, will it be enough to stop him dead in his tracks? The heal and the flashes are going to be popped by both the members of DD, but that is going to mean a kill for them. Thresh and Javan both after that Malzahar in the mid lane. The dot is going to go down, so is the Cataclysm flash away from the Malzahar. And the Kazakhs has found himself a machine man in the jungle, but that's not the only one he's gonna find in there. Rumble is gonna be able to just simply walk away, simply because of the presence of Rise. And here comes the Javan, but the Kazakhs was able to get that smite really quick, or it would have meant very much trouble for him right then. He is just seeing his jungle being taken in front of his eyes.
Oh yeah, like that can just prevent him from being in this game. Like already, he is the lowest level. Well, with Braum, who just got back to level 8, so he is behind. Whereas you see the Jarvan's level 9. He's kind of making his presence known. He's always showing himself in the jungle, helping out people, giving over the blue buff to Rise, which is going to help tremendously in this mid lane. If he didn't really need it now, he's just going to be a complete bully in this lane, just hurting Malzahar, who does, you know, he has his ultimate now, and there's a lot he can do, as they do catch Tristana off in the top lane, but like you said, that leap is being a saving grace at the moment.
Herald is being pinged, and same as the Thresh. The Kazakhs could jump over, but they have absolutely no idea where the Javan could be. So they are just going to settle down for that Rift Herald, which could be a saving grace. Another equalizer gonna go down on the feet of the Ornn, but this time the Malzahar teleport is coming, and is the Rise gonna be able to stop it? No, but a simple flag and drag is going to get
But look at the
DD
top
out
lane, what
of
just
danger.
happened. Are going to steal the Rift Herald with that engagement. So they can use this Rift Herald right now. The question is, where do they want to see it on the map? Because right now bot lane has been pushed in, Rumble's there. They know mid lane they can't really do too much unless they group up, which they can't because they're split all over the map. So unless we see them go down to mid lane, pop that right now, and then try to take a mid lane tower, they have to try and pull something to get back in this game, because the last thing you want to do is start, you know, letting the team fight comp just continually scale to the late game. It's already 15 minutes in, and the mid tower is going to be falling, and they are grouping up, just walking around.
Somehow we have GG in the front foot, where objectives are concerned. 2 towers for them versus 1 for DD, and that Rise and Javan want that Ornn dead again. They are gonna be moving down with the Thresh and the Rumble, of course, in the bot lane. That is an air Drake, and I'm pretty sure GG won't mind Matt for this to get out of the way. But that Ornn needs to be careful right there, because the Malzahar is going to walk straight into DD support, and look who the Rise brought in. He is a Javan, and he is gonna be going down to him. 2 kills for the Javan in this game, and 2 assists. He's been everywhere except 1 kill.
Thresh is roaming so much at the moment. Like, he waited there for quite a while just to be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait here, wait for one of you to, because it isn't warded, wait for one of you to walk close, try to land the hook, and then you saw the Rise just bring a teammate, like, hey, let's go get this kill in mid, and that worked out perfectly for them. So we haven't even got to the team fight comp yet, like where we're seeing the teams go into a 4v4, 5v5, and already they're showing, you know, some great decision making for the team.
Well, again though, I have not seen the Kazakhs anywhere. Look at him, he's trying to get into these bushes, he's trying to surprise his opponents, but it has not been happening for him this game, and we have seen him do such insanely convincing games where he's so far ahead and he's doing all these very aggressive moves. But look how Look how prepared the Rumble is. He knows that he is there. The gold is going to be called down and the equalizer is going down at the same time. Shut down for the Ornn. 3-1 right now
And
for the
that's-
Rumble, who's going to be returning in the fountain for DD.
And perfectly, look what they just popped there to get the bot lane tower just to help out there. The Rift Herald, good old Shelly, is going to be summoned in the bot lane. They are going to be pressuring this. Like you said, the Kha'Zix isn't really doing too much, but right now, that was the perfect play from him. Shut down Rumble, who is 3-1, who's still going to be a painful threat in the next fight or such. But now Kha'Zix has an assist, and they have pushed out the bot lane. They've gotten a tower. They are only 2 behind. I mean, they are 2 ahead this time. So look at the gold; it is dead even. Even though Dimension do have 3 kills more.
That Rumble was playing so patient until he got impatient enough and walked in to get that CS. He knew he had the feeling in his gut that the Kha'Zix was going to be down there because they don't see him anywhere else on the map. And if you look at all these words that DD has into the jungle and into the enemy jungle and into the river, Kha'Zix was not spotted anywhere, so he was meant to be in one of these bushes. The second he makes the move and he gets impatient and says, okay, I just want to farm, I don't care if Kha'Zix is in there, he pays for it. But the Jarvan has found himself a Zarya. Flag and Drag is not going to land. Heal, though, popped by the ADC of GG, and that's a big win right there for a Flag and Drag.
Oh yeah, like he didn't have to do much. He just threw down, sword and was like, hey, I'm here, I'm gonna jump to it, and then they've got the heal instantly, and that's gonna be summoners down. Brahm's gonna be clearing the vision, same as Thresh on the top lane, so they're not really gonna be hanging around for too long. I expect them to try and take this tower and then move off to another objective, but the teleport is gonna come in from behind.
Zarya ultimate coming down, but the Rise is right behind her. Cataclysm is the thing that's going to take the kill, and the tip is coming in for the Rumble, just so he can kill secure that kill on the Braum. 2 members for GG down, and that Malzahar doesn't want to have to do anything close to the team of DD right
And
now.
look what's about to spawn.
It is going to be the Baron, but are they going to want to take here is the question. Are they going to want to go for it? I think it's
Well, right
too
now
early.
they're pushing this top lane. If they can push this in and force somebody to clear that wave, and like the dead timers are going to be up shortly, so if they did want to take it, that would have been their chance right there. Unless they catch, Malzahar off guard, but he does turn around.
The equalizer is going to be going down for another time, and that Kha'Zix is dead. 5 kills for the Rumble so far. And Tristana is going to be jumping in to claim her double buff. Her double buff?
That's
her double
Baron.
kill. And 1 buff. And that is pretty much going to be Baron right here for DD. And again, the Kha'Zix is just not working so far.
No, definitely not. And as much as he is an early game champion too much, the moment he hits level 6, you should be seeing these ganks. Like, right now, the team composition is paying off perfectly. And hopefully Rumble doesn't get killed there. He does just make it alive. They are going to go back. And, they just turn around the fight. Malzahar uses ultimate. He couldn't use it on the right person right there. And then they just turned around, won the fight, and got the Baron. Right then, you don't want to overextend. The team is in the top jungle. They're going to be, looking to try and get whatever little advantage they can. And the moment you lose 3 members, get out of there, go back to your towers, push out the lanes, don't do anything aggressive. Just look at the wards in the top lane. They have 5 wards right there, and at least 4 of them were placed before that fight. So they knew exactly where they're going around, whereas they kind of had to face check a lot of bushes. They got caught off guard. And I don't know, right now the team composition is definitely paying off. Rumble's been a very, he is a pain in the rear end with this firework
Now the
right
flash
now.
in for the Rise, and right now he is tanking a tower, which is going to be very shortly going down. So not much damage taken right there by the Rise, who you can see how tanky he is already with just 2 items. The Ornn is trying to do something. He's going to pop the guard, and who's going to get knocked up? Javan's going to be getting knocked up a double time, and where the heck did he disappear to? He's just going to get out of there. Zarya ultimate being popped, but the Malzahar has been cooked. Right then, he's going to be going down. Double knockup for the Javan, and the Ornn is the next one who's going to be following the Malzahar back to the fountain tree. And oh my god, if I've seen some decisive gameplay right
This is
here,
textbook
DD's
play
is
right here.
one of them, exactly. 9k ahead right now for them. First inhibitor tower going to be going down, and the first inhibitor going down as well. And that Rise has pushed the wave for the
And they're
top
not done
lane.
yet. Like right now, they can just keep pushing until they see the dead timer up, until they see the Ornn back into this, until Braum really plays anything
Oh
aggressive.
boy.
Look at him getting popped there. Kha'Zix, you're not going to be doing too much in the game, and right now you're not doing anything, just getting popped, taken down, and that is going to be a second inhibitor going down. So right now the teamwork is paying off, and that was just, like I said earlier on, textbook play. They're going to, disengage at the right time, get everybody to try and, catch up with them, try and catch somebody off guard, and then Thresh lands a hook onto Malzahar, perfect turnaround, get the kills, take everything, and then just push the objectives. And they're doing this repeatedly. We saw it early on near the Baron, just before they got it. We saw it again a little bit later on after the Baron, and now we've seen it, I don't know, like it's happening all the time where they're getting these perfect engagements. They're closing the game very, I would have to say, textbook, like we said. Look at the gold lead, 10k for them right now. The kills all in their favor. A 4-0-5 Tristana, a 0-0-10, almost perfect rating. Thresh right there. All you just need to do, kill, secure something, and right now it's all going in Dimension's favor.
Well, again, that jungler of different dimension did receive a lot of criticism after that Rek'Sai play in the previous game of this series that we casted previously this week. And right now he's proving that he was just having a bad game, that he's back to his ordinary, very good performance style.
Like
Equalizer
the
going
Rek'Sai
down,
game.
and look at that damage. It took 3 members of GG lower than half health. Just the equalizer.
And you mentioned that paired with a Cataclysm, you kind of understand why they're losing these team fights and why they can't really deal with it too much. Especially Kha'Zix in the team fight doesn't really have a target. The moment he tries to catch Tristana, yeah, he's going to get instantly popped, though, as they're all going to focus him. And they're not all squishy. Like, Rise is starting to be tanky, but you see the engage is going to come out.
Well, John is going to be popping. The Cataclysm is going to get 3 people there. Straight flash out. The Mad Quantum is going to be landing onto that Java, but they can't even kill him. 2 members of GG are already dead, and the Cataclysm is going to be running away from it. But look who's coming onto the fountain. It is going to be the Rise who's going to get all of them. An ace for different dimension right here, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be the game. Number 1 tower goes down, number 2 Nexus tower goes down, and they have pulled themselves towards that actual Nexus. Stopwatch popped for the first time in the game for that Tristan, and here's where we have to say, good game, well played, different dimension. They came into this game like a different team than we saw in the series.
I'm a little bit speechless, just saying, like, they practiced for this game. Like, I don't know, like, of course they practiced, but the execution in this, unbelievable. Like they like you said, they're showing themselves to be a different team. They're kind of showing like, well, okay, the team you guys played against before, that's nothing. Have a look at this comp now. As we pull out the Rumble pick, who does so much damage. Like, they did make the smart decision, GG, to initiate when that Rumble ultimate wasn't there. But in the end, like, they're so far ahead, they don't need it. They can still send the Jarvan to jump in. They can do all the damage. Tristana right now is the late game carry. And it worked out perfectly. So that is extremely well played to Dimension, just showing, just how dominant they can be.
I mean, I kind of missed the fact that GG was playing so aggressive and so decisive in all of their previous games, and suddenly they just seemed so indecisive, like they weren't taking the right decisions. The Kazakhs didn't exactly know where he was meant to be. The Ornn was beating the Rumble. I think the Rumble decided to take a TP and a trip down to bot lane and grabs 2 kills for free, basically. And in general, I don't think GG played careful enough in this game, and they were a little bit careless. They didn't know towards where they wanted to move. They didn't know towards, like, it looked like they didn't actually have a proper game plan in mind walking into this game.
Like, that's Dimension showed that they were there to play as a team fight. They showed that they had the picks, they had the composition, and they had the teamwork. GG's response was like, let's go a little bit early game. Let's try get some picks, and it just didn't work out for them. The Jarvan got given over, and they had to pick the Kha'Zix, and that right there, like, the moment you get into the late game and the team fights start to break out, Kha'Zix, if he isn't, snowballing in the early game or trying to get some picks off, some assists, it's just not going to work out. And we just saw that completely. Like, if Dimension just, gave up maybe a few more kills, we could have seen it going a little bit more closer, but they were so far in the lead. We're talking 12k gold lead. I don't think you're going to be getting back from that, especially with that comp. So well played to them. They kind of showed that they are not really a team to fool around with. They can pull out the big guns, Rumble, cough, cough. And I'd like to see how do GG come back from this? Do they reset themselves going back into the rest of the tournament? How are they going to be playing into this? So that's basically it from me, I have to say, besides
Well,
writing down a whole bunch of other comments.
Gucci Gang is not going to be leaving the tournament, guys. If you want to see them again, you are going to be seeing them again very, very soon. So make sure exclamation mark bracket because GG have dropped into the lower bracket right now, along with Team Horizon Reapers, Wild Cool Master, and X25 Esports, and the four teams that go forward to the upper bracket phase are Different Dimension, Bontech, Gplay BG, and Rift Esports. So exclamation mark bracket in the chat to check out how the brackets have formed so far. And I just thought we just saw a different GG than we had seen. There was no game plan. There was like no passion for the game. It looked like exactly they didn't
Yeah.
have a game plan for this game basically.
Right
And
now it's back to the drawing board.
DD came in decisive. They took the mistakes that GG made and they took the aggression that was not there from the side of GG. Basically, GG left a huge opening to let that Javan go and do anything he wants on the map. And again, Pixie received so much criticizing from a lot of fans of DD, and he came back super strong into this game, and he proved that it was just a bad game. So, any last words for tonight?
Right now, Dimension Data, I getting used to this. Different Dimension have got a lot of work to do. They are going up again, Bontech. So, like, yay, they won this game. They did well. If they can keep this up, they can potentially, go in very strong into the semifinals against Bontech. But both teams are going to have to go back to the drawing board, like we said. Gucci Gang they are going to be facing, I think it's THR. You don't quote me on this. You guys are going to type exclamation mark brackets to see the brackets. They have been updated. And that's a hard game for them right now, especially if they played the way they did now. So I'd like to see both teams kind of reset everything. And, DD can just go forward, start to, keep on this lead, play the team comp. It's working for them. Don't change it. And then go on from that. Whereas GG need to now come up with a new game plan. So that's basically all I can say right now.
Well, you heard it from us. If you need any more information about the tournament, esl.gg/official sec. That was it from us. It was that one last game that we promised we were going to give you, and we delivered. There it was. It was a very quick one, a very decisive one for DD. Again, congratulations to them for going through to the next round of the upper bracket. As for us, don't forget, we will see you tomorrow again with more games in our books. So make sure you either follow the stream or follow social media to see when we start and what games they are going to be. So, from myself, Georgia Troubling Paras, and Brody Ghost of Vernon, we wish you a lovely night and we will see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.